Because every athlete deserves to be treated like a pro. Henry Ford Sports Medicine.
Talking about finances can be confusing, difficult, scary, murky even. But it doesn't have to be with Money Mentor by Michigan First Credit Union on your side. More than 90 years ago, Michigan First was founded on the principle of putting education first. Today, Money Mentor continues that tradition because affording the lifestyle you want isn't always easy. Check us out at MichiganFirstMoneyMentor.com or follow us on social media for tips, tricks, blogs, and videos today.
Live from Don Riddler Fieldhouse on the LTU Sports Network, today officially begins the final week of the basketball regular season. In other words, it's officially crunch time for the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils as they sit currently in 6th place in the WAC standings, but LTU could have not asked for a better schedule to end the regular season. As they have 3-game homestand, it begins the match with this matchup against the Warriors of Rochester. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday afternoon in Southfield. I'm John Stone with you on the call for this WAC conference matchup. Rochester coming into this matchup looking to bounce back after taking a loss against Indiana Tech. That loss, though, did not affect the Warriors in the slightest bit, as they have a very solid 3rd place standing in the conference. The Warriors remain poised while performing on the road this season because they have a very solid 6-3 record on the road, and that's basically away from home. And Lawrence Tech coming in, this team is averaging about 37 rebounds a game while shooting over 75% from the free-throw line. And Kendall Fisher leading things away with her average of 16 points per game, including a team-leading 41 steals this year. And the Blue Devils also on top of that have 3 players who have gone into double digits with blocks this year. Julia Huey leading the way with 22 blocks, Jade Ferris with 11, and the newly acquired Kate Jacobs, who has gotten a few starts in the second half of the season. She has 13. And all 3 of those that I just mentioned are in the starting lineup for this LTU starting 5. Talking to Coach Grace Howergan earlier before the matchup, right before we're about to get underway. Talking about the Rochester team, they play very hard. They play a full court press all the time. Play traps, play in transition, play downhill in the backcourt. So it really worked against LTU the last time. LTU had 20-plus turnovers in the last matchup, and now Grace Howergan says that they are prepared for this matchup because now a lot more could be at stake. A lot to gain and a lot to grow on. Tip-off is underway, and it's won by LTU. Kate Jacobs with ease, and that brings up Kendall Fisher. Now sent over to Julia Huey. Quick 3 on the way, just off the mark. And another takeaway by Fisher. Keeps everything in place. Out to Huey again. Swings it over to Maggie Long. Fisher got blocked around the screen. Feeds it down low to Kate Jacobs. Inside the box, kick out to Fisher. She'll take a 3-ball shot. It's off the mark, rebounded by Ferris. Try to throw it back to the top of the key, and it's taken away. This is Matos, and she takes it away for the layup. Set a trap in the corner. They try to give it back, and there's a foul called here. First foul call of the game. And this is the full court press that I just mentioned and that Grace Hourigan mentioned earlier in the pregame. This team presses hard, all full court. They want to take the ball back instantly. Ferris to inbound and mishandled by Fisher, and that's a turnover. Sanaya Gregory, Alicia Matos, Crystal Rice is beginning more opportunities. Shakara Thompson and Sanaya Glosser as that three ball goes in by Matos. Feed into Fisher, and we get another foul called here. And that is Shakara Thompson, who's going to be called for the block. And quickly out to a 5-0 lead is the Warriors. Maggie Long feeds to Jade Ferris. Getting past half court, so good first break of the full court press. Being pressured by Gregory, and it's knocked out of bounds. So after a good first offensive possession with two offensive boards, LTU is finally able to break through the full court press the first time around. Down low to Ferris, fakes inside the paint, and she is fouled on the way up, and Jade Ferris will go to the line. Jade Ferris started in the previous game against University of Northwestern Ohio, played 19 minutes, was 3 for 6 from field goal range, and was 2 for 3 from the charity stripe. And she makes first one no problem. 8 total points in that game. Ferris, a 70% free-throw shooter, and she goes 2 for 2. Now it's 5-2. Bringing up is Matos. Hands it off to Crystal Rice. Rebounded by Thompson. Gregory kick out. Rice again. And now Thompson will take a three. That one is off the mark. Rebounded by Jacobs. Quickly on it is Kendall Fisher. Huey gives to Maggie Long. Thought about it. The defense down low works out, and we get a foul away from the ball. And the foul is going to be on Alicia Matos. Already the 4th team foul on the Warriors just about 2 minutes in. Huey slings it over to Long. A good defensive setup by the Rochester Warriors, sending the ball around the perimeter. They feed down low to Jacobs, and cruises down into the lane and finishes off with a layup. Quickly down, though, the other end. Down inside, a kick out. A lot of space for a three ball, and it's just off the mark. Rebounded by Gloucester. And now Thompson will reset. Thompson into the lane, through traffic, and there's going to be a foul called here. First foul on LTU. Foul's going to be on Jade Ferris. So Thompson will go to the line. And in that last matchup, Rochester taking on Indiana Tech. Final of that one was 69-45. Thompson played 23 minutes, was 0 for 3 from three-point range, and 2 for 3 from the free-throw line. Goes 1 for 2. And here comes the full court press again. They have Fisher trapped in the corner. Ball is loose, and it's another takeaway. And the official says it's off the knee of Thompson, and will go to LTU. But Rochester being relentless. Fisher, long pass over to Long. A lot of space, and LTU is able to break the press. Lost the dribble. Right there's Fisher. Screen by Jacobs. Fisher inside, quick pull-up, tried to pass, and it goes way over the head of Jacobs. Quick substitution in. Addie Nagel makes her first appearance. She replaces Maggie Long. Also into the contest, Imari Martin for Rochester. First chance for Martin. She kicks it out to Thompson. Another kick out, Rice, and quick ball moving around. To Thompson once more. Inside the paint, little wraparound, a handoff, and they will call the travel on Gloucester. So all that quick ball movement results in a turnover. That's the second turnover for Rochester thus far. The press once more. And just trying to get it out. Ferris does, but is knocked away by Matos. And as Grace Hourigan mentioned, this Rochester team, they work everything downhill and very pressuring. And Matos is going to be called for another foul. And she will depart to the bench. And that is the 15th foul on Rochester, so that puts LTU into the bonus with a lot of time remaining in this first quarter. 6:42 left. So Addie Nagel will go to the line. Nagel played 14 minutes, was 2 for 2 from the field goal range, did not have any free-throw opportunities. Just off the heel with that first attempt. Nagel 43 for 53 coming into this contest, an 81% free throw shooter. Goes 0 for 2, rebounded by Gloucester. Blakely on it, Crystal Rice tried to get the pass over. It got through Gloucester, it went off of Nagel, and she could not regain it. Another quick sub in for Rochester. Melanie Moore checks into the contest. Freshman out of Warren, Michigan. A quick pull-up and a quick jumper in. That is Celeste Mershimer. Jacobs over to Huey. Over to Nagel. Fair is trying to work down low. Good pressure from underneath. And we get a foul away from the ball. The foul is going to be on Chanel King, who is also into the contest for the first time. And Nagel will go back to the line once more. This is game 1 of 3 home games to end the season with. LTU could have not asked for a better opportunity to end the season as Nagel makes the first free throw attempt. Now one for 3. After this contest with Rochester on Wednesday the next week, they face Lourdes University, and then on next Saturday, they end their season with another top matchup against Cornerstone. Nagel is 2 for 4 from the charity stripe, and still a one possession game, 1 bucket game. A handoff down low, ball is loose, and Huey is able to knock it out of bounds. More substitutes coming in. Gabby Goff comes onto the court for LTU. She replaces Jacobs. And Lauren Wynn is the senior that comes onto the court for Rochester. Out to Wynn off the inbound play. A handoff, a quick little floater, and that one goes in. First bucket for Imari Martin. Nagel got through 2 defenders. Handoff to Goff, she stops underneath, and the bucket will not count, but because LTU is in the bonus, Goff will go to the line. The foul is going to be on Melanie Moore. Now it just rolls off. Goff in the game against University of Northwestern Ohio played 15 minutes, was 3 for 4 from field goal range, 2 for 6 from free throw line. 1 for 2 here. 10-7. And we will get a reaching foul here on Huey. Huey looked over to the bench, and Grace Howergan said it was almost a clean play. Not typically a foul to give, but still clean enough. King will have to inbound. And a pass is way over, and it goes out of bounds, and that's another turnover. Three turnovers for Rochester, 4 turnovers for LTU. 5.5 minutes left to go, and now on that inbound play, another takeaway. The ball is flying everywhere, and Maggie Long comes away with it. Able to get through the press. Fisher, little floater off the mark, rebounded by Goff. A kick out, Maggie Long, 3-ball off the mark again. A long pass all the way down low, and wide open was Mershimer. That full court press, trying everything they can to take the ball away. It stays with LTU as Dominique Evans checks in. And now Kate Jacobs quickly back onto the court herself. So Nagel will depart. Evans onto the court. Inbound to Long. And another takeaway. Down low again. Mershimer. Another kick out. Chanel King brings it up. Pulls up for the jumper off the heel. Rebounded by Moore, and a reset of the clock. King directing traffic. Gives it off to Martin. Martin thought about it. Another kick out over to King once more. Another try. That one's off the mark. Rebounded and lost the handle was Mershimer. Again, the press. And they do call the foul again. So that means Dominique Evans will go to the line. Foul's going to be on Lauren Wynn. That's her first. Dominique Evans played only 17 minutes. Did not have a shot opportunity, let alone any buckets. But still a huge contribution to this entire team. This is that one. Was almost an everyday starter. Has been banged up by a couple of injuries, as you can see by the braces on her shoulder and on her knees. But still manages to work through the pain and try to bring every chance that they can for her team to win. King quickly into the paint, a handoff to Moore, and that was a beauty of a pass. So the Warriors keep adding on to their lead. Fisher able to get around. Through traffic, through the press, down low to Goff, and finishes off the layup. Gabby Goff with her first bucket. Now quickly the other way. Marin down low, went right around and misses it. Marin had all kinds of room, and she missed the bucket underneath. Fisher inside, and a feed pass over to Jacobs, and it's off the fingertips. And we will get substitutes aplenty for Rochester. 4 players onto the court. Gregory back onto the court, along with Crystal Rice. Thompson back onto the court as well. Wynn and Ella Berger, her first sign of action here tonight. First chance. A kick out. Thompson, spin move underneath, and it was blocked by Jacobs. That's block number 14. Fisher quickly the other way and finishes off that layup. 2-point game. Quickly over to Rice. Hands it off to Berger. Through traffic and got it over Jacobs to finish off that layup. Ella Berger with her first bucket of the game. And we will get another foul on the full court press. Grace Hauergen's team is showing no signs of fear, no signs of panic when it came to this press in this game thus far. Foul's going to be on Sanea Gregory. That's her second. Got a friendly bounce on that one. Fisher played almost all 40 minutes in the last game against the Racers. Played 37, so only sat out for 3 minutes. Scored a total of 16 points. And is 2 for 2 from the line here today. Fisher already up to 3 points. For Wynn, a handoff. Rice pulled up. Now to Wynn, and she's going to be fouled underneath. And now Lauren Wynn will go to the line. Wynn only a 42% free throw shooter, makes that first one. That's Kendall Fisher's second foul. And now here comes the full court press once more. They hand it off to Evans and makes a good route to make everybody else miss. No traps. Pulls up all over the long. Now Fisher, quick pull-up three. In and out. A battle for the rebound. Goff picks it up and throws it all the way back out to Maggie Long. Another offensive rebound for LTU as they regain this possession. Evans. Working around the perimeter. Shot clock is winding down and a takeaway by Rice. Down low, and they will definitely call that double dribble. Olivia Buchel, fresh into this contest, creates the turnover. Fisher once more, threw it to no man's land, and that's another takeaway. Rice into traffic, a battle for the ball underneath, and it's going to stay with the Warriors. But this is the style of play, like Grace Hauergen mentioned. Very fast, always in transition. And for Brent Winchner in his 10th season, he is not letting up one bit. He wants this full court press to create many turnovers as possible and work everything in transition. Fast-paced movement, quick and easy buckets. So they inbound from underneath, all the way out to Win. Up top for Rice, defended by Evans. Got through two defenders, and another foul is called. So a foul's going to be on Evans. That is the 14th foul on LTU. That's Evans' first. Now Crystal Rice will go to the line. Crystal Rice did not start in the last game against Indiana Tech, but she did play a total of 26 minutes. Was 1 for 7 from field goal range, 1 for 5 from three-point range, and 2 for 2 from the free-throw line. Goes 2 for 2. Fisher trying to get around two defenders. A long pass over to Goff, maintains her feet. And again, LTU is able to break the press. Down low, long pass off the fingertips of Goff. Those were the kind of passes that Grace Hauergen mentioned that they're going to have to execute in order to break the full court press. 20-14. Underneath, ball was knocked loose, picked up by Berger inside the paint, and she makes that one. Ella Berger now up to 4 points. Fisher quickly, pass half court. A long pass over for Huey. Corner three was way high off the mark. Rebounded by Goff. A handoff to Evans. Off the backboard and in. So great awareness by Gabby Goff. They give it away to Evans. As we're about 45 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Quick three by Rice. And that one goes through. Crystal Rice up to 5 points. Fisher again through the press. A quick pull up and a foul is called. Fisher will go up to the line. It's a 9-point game. A couple of substitutes in. Mersheimer comes back in. Kylie Beatty checks in, her first action of the game. And Kate Jacobs comes back in as well. Fisher 3 for 3 from the line. And almost near 80%, exactly at 79% from the line, and she is 4 for 4. Addie Nagel will come in, give Fisher some needed rest. .2 left to go. Now a 7-point game. Crystal Rice will try to run this clock out. All the way around the perimeter inside to win. Matos working her way around. Inside to win. Pull up jumper. Knocked from behind. And it goes out of bounds to LTU. 1.6 left to go. There'll be an opportunity probably for one more play. And that will end the first quarter of play. So a lot of foul trouble for the Rochester side. 5 team fouls early on when there was about 6.5 minutes left to go in play. LTU did not convert on all the opportunities that they had. So it remains a 7-point game. It's 25-18. We go into the second quarter. As we mentioned, LTU coming on a 2-game win streak. They won the last home matchup against Madonna. Against Concordia. And then went on the road to face University of Northwestern Ohio. And then now they have 3 straight home games to end the season. After this matchup, they will have another home matchup on Wednesday against the Grey Wolves of Lourdes University. And then on Saturday, next Saturday, to be more specific, they will end the season against the Golden Eagles of Cornerstone. This team has been through a lot. Coming in with a record of 8-9 in conference play, 11-14 overall. They've been more better on the away side. 5-8 on the road, 4-6 here at home. Two wins though on a neutral game site. But nothing to take away from the talent of this roster. Especially Kate Jacobs coming in. Did not start all the games in the first half of the season. But it has been a big force underneath. And since she has been making all the starts since in the second half, they have tried to use her height to every single advantage that they can get. And trying to play the height game when they have the average height of about 6 feet or higher. Rebounded by Beatty. No full court press they really execute. Beatty working her way around the perimeter. Gives to Jade Ferris. All the way over for Huey. Now to Nagel. A long feed pass to Jacobs. Kick out to Huey. That's to get a shot off. And Nagel, what a play! Oh, the underneath shot. Right before the buzzer. Thompson, a kick out. Marin fell down and they will call the charge. Thompson basically ran right through the wall. Chanel King will check in, replace Matos. That's the second foul on Shakara Thompson. She will depart. And it's Dakota Cron, her first action of the game. Into the trap is Nagel. Ball is knocked loose. Beatty through the reach, was deflected, and now Chanel King will reset. King inside, kick out to Martin, inside the paint. Cron, now King, outside for Martin. She'll take a 3-ball shot, and that will go through. Imari Martin up to 5. And we get a quick timeout called right here. And this is going to be a timeout for LTU. If anything, just a timeout to really reset the offensive approach against the full court press, because it is on any inbound play in which Rochester will go for the full court press. That will create a lot of turnovers on a normal day. As the turnover totals are 12 turnovers for LTU, 7 turnovers for Rochester, and LTU has only been able to convert 1 point off of any of the turnovers by Rochester thus far, and Rochester's been able to convert 12 points on the 12 turnovers. And as Grace Howard mentioned it to me in the pregame, 20-plus turnovers based on that full court press in the last matchup many months ago. But in a game like this, when you're playing at home, and you are currently in 6th place, and you're taking on a team that's higher up in the rankings, you got to bring out the best in your team, and the best is needed. And we get a foul away from the ball, and the foul is going to be on Chanel King. This Warriors team is playing very relentless and very aggressive, which has gotten a few players into foul trouble. That's the second foul on King, but yet they maintain the full court press. The ball was knocked loose. No foul called on the contact. King again inside the paint. A bit of a knockaway, but she's still able to make that bucket. And another takeaway. Quick pull-up jumper by Cron. A rebound by Beatty. And we get another foul called. This time it's Crystal Rice. And give LTU credit, because they're making the necessary contact to get these fouls called in order to really eliminate some of the players from the field via foul outs. Here he goes to the bench. Then enter in Dominic Evans. Crystal Rice goes to the bench. So Fisher against Martin. Got around the screen. Ferris, top of the key, down low to Jacobs. Jacobs inside the key. Quick turnaround pass, and it's just off the mark. Rebounded by Gloucester. Quick the other way. A kick out. Cron, another one. Quick pull-up jumper. It's off the mark. Rebounded by Jacobs. A deflection on the pass. Fisher quickly the other way. A good reverse try. And it came up empty. Kick out to Martin. Ball is knocked loose and taken away by Evans, but a bad pass. And that will be a turnover. Make it now 15 turnovers for LTU. 15 total, but not a lot has been via the full court press by Rochester. Ron quickly over to Matos. Ball was knocked from behind, and it stays with Rochester. Another sub in. Goff comes in and replaces Ferris. This will be an inbound play. LTU down 10. It's 30-20. 7:10 left to go. Hand off to Matos against Beatty. Kick out. Cron will put up a 3. Off the mark. Rebounded by Jacobs. Over to Fisher. Got her on the ball screen. Pass over to Beatty. Fisher again. A long feed pass. Jacobs was hit as she shot it. No foul call. And quickly the other way. And an open lane for Matos, and she finishes off the layup. Beatty was just a little bit too aggressive and just gave that opening to Matos. And now the ball knocked loose from behind. And we would get a foul called here on Gabby Goff. It is a 12-point lead for the Warriors. Maggie Long will check back in. It's the first foul on Gabby Goff. So Matos will bring it up. Feed Martin. Quick 3. And that one goes in again. That's the second in a row for Imari Martin. As she's up to 8. We get a whistle and we get another timeout called for LTU. Grace Howard and company trying to regroup, rethink the approach. This will be a quick 30-second timeout. LTU down by 15. 35-20. 6:08 left to go in the second quarter. LTU has a lot of work to do. Give them credit thus far. They've been able to break the full court press, but the amount of turnovers has not been able to make up for it. 16 turnovers, and Rochester's been able to convert on all 16 of them, resulting in points with a total of 17 points off the turnovers. And 8 turnovers for the Warriors, and LTU has not been able to respond one bit, only one singular point to account for. Now the offensive rebounds have been there. The total rebounds have been there also as well. 14 total rebounds for LTU, 10 total rebounds for Rochester. So from the sideline, not much of a full court press this time. Still regular man-to-man coverage. A handoff to Nagel. Over to Goff. Down low, but cutting in front, keeping the ball loose in play. That was Cheyenne Gloucester. And now kick out. Cron with all kinds of room. And this is on the 3. And now another pass is taken away. Martin, a kick out to Matos. 2 passes that were knocked away. A feed pass down low. And we will get another foul called. This will be the second one on Gabby Goff. So Cheyenne Gloucester will go to the line. Junior out of Flint, Michigan, a transfer out of Mott Community College. Makes that one. A total 60% free throw shooter. Goes 2 for 2. And now this will be the full court press. Inbounded by Evans. And they will call the jump ball. Possession stays with LTU. Three team fouls for Rochester. They lead at 37-20. And we get another foul called via the full court press. This foul is going to be on Matos. That's her first. 4th team foul, so one more would put LTU within the bonus. A long pass, but it's not long enough. Intercepted by Cron. A quick 3 by Matos. Off the heel. A battle for the rebound is won by Ella Berger. Another 3-ball chance. This time Cron off the heel again. A battle for it into the corner. Oh, and a hard collision into the wall. Ella Berger went for the rebound. And about mid-collision, took a hard hit into that brick wall. cement rather. But he's getting up and walking up underneath their own power, so that's a great sight. Because that's the one section of the wall. There is padding along the wall, but not along the entire wall. Everything else is full-on cement here at the Don. So again, Martin, a drive down low, through traffic, ball is loose underneath, pick up again. Fake the three, pull-up jumper by Matos, just off the mark. It'll go to LTU. So another full court press. They get it in, knocked from behind, and they will call another foul. That will be the 15th foul, and that will put LT within the bonus. With 4:54 left to go, so Rochester, they were able to hold off on the fouls from the first quarter. They put LT within the bonus when there was about a little over 6 minutes left to go, and now with under 5, LT will go to the line. Thus far, 10-14, 71% overall. Ferris makes the first. 3 for 3 thus far. And now it's 4 for 4. Oh, Jay Ferris's points have been via the three throw. But now quickly on it. A handoff to Lauren Wynn. Inside the paint, spin move around. Quick little bucket, and she got it. Long feed pass. Fisher's able to keep it in play. Underneath. Kick out. Goff had some space. Fisher underneath. Through traffic, and does get the foul called. Kendall Fisher always playing aggressive into the lane. And on top of that, we got a technical foul called here. The technical foul is called on Imari Martin. After she was called for the original foul, the official looked out to the score table and signaled for the tee. And now the officials are going to discuss. And this call will stand. Now Fisher will shoot the three throws. That's always the risk that you have to take when you're doing the full court press style. So that was the 2 technical free throws. So the first set of three throws was for the technical foul. These are the regular free throws from the first foul. Fisher's off the mark. And when Fisher completes this 4th free throw attempt, LTU will have possession of the ball. Fisher is able to make it a 14-point game with 4.5 minutes left to go. Brent Wichner wants an explanation as to the free throw style attempts. And we got more discussions underway. Brent Wichner wants any angle that he can get. In his 10th season, with his team playing very aggressive, getting into early foul trouble, he's got to be careful because already one of his players have been called up for a technical. He's causing a lot of discussion right here for what we have no idea. It's going to be LTU's ball regardless of the situation. This argument will not be won. But now the official going over to the scorer's desk. We have a brief stoppage in play. Probably could have been avoided. Discussions continue. But for Brett Wichner, he knows how aggressive his team plays, and that there's always that risk of the multiple fouls being called and putting the opposing team into the bonus. But even he, being in his 10th season, should know that, but yet he continues the aggressive approach. Nothing happens of the discussions, and will be LTU's possession after all the free-throw attempts. Goff at the top of the key. Fisher, a quick trying pass, but intercepted again by Cron. Feeds Matos over to Cron one more time. Down low for Wynn. Kick out. Free ball by Matos. Off the mark. Rebounded by Bushell. And we will get a double dribble. So now here comes the full court press once more. Inside to Fisher. Over to Evans. Now to Nagel. A lot of space to work with. They break through. Down low to Goff. And one! Gabby Goff, with all the contact, makes it down, and she will go to the line. Red Wishers in disbelief. Completes the three-point play. It's an 11-point game, 4 minutes left to go. Matos gives it away to Michelle. Inside a win, knocked away by Ferris. Now Nagel directing traffic. Over to Goff. Trying down low to Ferris. She's into traffic, and the jump ball is going to be called, and the possession is going to go to Rochester. Sub in for the Warriors. This will be Melanie Moore. Gloucester will go to the bench. Hand off to Cron. Moore with the screen. Matos again. Kick out to Wynn. Matos again. Slings it over to Bichelle. Over to Cron again. Down low. They need to get a shot off. Spin around shot, and it goes in right before the buzzer. Lauren Wynn. No full court press. Brent Wisher is yelling at the officials. He wanted a foul call, but he's not going to get it. Now Fisher still yelling, and meanwhile, Kendall Fisher makes that bucket. Despite all the arguments, LTU is still fighting within this one. It's still an 11-point game. Win, a kick out. Matos for three. Off the mark. Rebounded by Evans. Now getting away to Nagel. Now go off the top of the key, gives way to Nagel once more. Over to Evans. Into traffic against Wynn, and she makes a layup. Dominique Evans through the lane. Now deficit down to 9. Olivia Bichelle gives it over to Wynn. Over to Moore. Over to Matos again. Down low, Wynn gets that bucket. Another full court press. And Rochester will retreat. And off to Fisher once more. Quick pull-up jumper. And that one goes through. Fisher now up to 13 points, and that was a block by Gabby Goff. Rejection underneath the basket. Beautifully defended by Gabby Goff. And this will be an inbound play. LTU still hanging around. 43-34, under a minute left to go. Quickly underneath, and it just rolls off. And it stays with the Warriors underneath. Out to Moore. Underneath. And we get a foul going on the way up. That's going to be a third foul on Gabby Goff. She will go to the bench along with Nagel. Matos will go to the bench. Rochester entering Gregory. Now Moore will shoot from the line. That one's off the mark. Moore only a 40% shooter from the line. Makes that one on the second attempt. Again, the full court press. They get it into Maggie Long. And she loses the handle. Mershimmer quickly down low. And a miss on the pass. And it goes back to LTU. So once again, the full court pass. And there was a trip and a fall, and that's going to allow Fisher to break through. And she falls down with it, and they will call the jump ball. Possession's going to go to LTU. There's been a lot of heated arguments over the course of this first half of the game in regards to possessions, fouls. It remains a 10-point game, just under 30 seconds left to go. Fisher tripped. Fisher being pressured by Gregory. They're going to try to wear out the clock much as they can. A kick out to Nagel. Nagel into the paint. Little floaters off the mark. Rebounded by Gloucester. Full head of steam. Kick out again. Knocked away by Evans. And that's how the first half is going to end. So a lot of heated discussions via fouls and just turnovers in general, time of possession. But at the end of one half of play, it is a 10-point deficit for LTU. Rochester Warriors on top, 44-34. So in about 15 minutes, we will return for the second half of play right here on the LTU Sports Network. John Stowe saying we'll see you in a little while. Welcome back, everybody, to the second half of play here at Don Riddler Fieldhouse and the LTU Sports Network. It's 44-34. The Warriors of Rochester lead the Blue Devils in this first game of a 3-game home stretch to end the regular season of WAC Conference play. Kendall Fisher leading the way with 13 points. Gabby Goff right behind with 6, and Dominic Evans with 5 for LTU. Imari Marion for Rochester with 8. Lauren Wynn also with 8. And then Celeste Mershimer with 6. So Rochester's going to have the ball to start this second half. 22 turnovers thus far for LTU. None of them, at least most of them, have not become of the full court press by Rochester. Thompson over to the corner, and now back up to Thompson. Quickly over to Matos. And now a quick 3 by Rice. Off the mark, rebounded, and it deflected by Jacobs. The ball is still loose. And another block by Jacobs. The ball is loose on the floor. And they will call the jump ball. Possession will go to LTU. So now here comes the full court press, which has gotten a lot of these Rochester players into foul trouble. It put LTU within the bonus with about 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter and then about 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Quickly into Julia Huey, and they will not set a trap. So therefore they break the full court press. Hand off to Jacobs, top of the key. Slings it over to Julia Huey. Got her on the screen. Quick pull. She thought about it, but she will be called for the travel. And we go the other way. That'll be the 23rd turnover for LTU. And give all the credit to Rochester. They have made the most off the turnovers. 21 points off of those turnovers. Only 3 points off 12 turnovers for LTU underneath, as that was blocked by Jacobs underneath. Jacobs had 13 blocks coming into this contest. Now it has a few more underneath. Julia Huey was leading the way with 22 blocks on the year. Out to Thompson. Inside to the paint. Kick out to Matos. Quickly inside. Running style shot. She picks up the rebound, but she's going to be called for the travel. That will be the 13th turnover for Rochester. Goff will come in and replace Jacobs. Full court press once again. Fisher into Ferris, over to Nagel. Rochester on the retreat. So now, second straight possession, they have broken the full court press. Huey over to Goff. Down low to Ferris. Inside. Got a bit of traffic and misses the mark. Nobody was there for the rebound, but a quick long pass over to Gloucester and misses the layup. Quickly rebounded and a short shot and rebounded by Huey. 2 missed opportunities underneath the basket, and they were not able to convert. First Gloucester and then Gregory. Nagel. Kick out to Fisher. Up top. Goff has some space. Now takes a drive. And now another kick out to Fisher. Putting up a shot. Off the mark. Rebounded by Ferris. Another second chance try. Deflected. And not able to keep it in play. And we go the other way with the Warriors. Alicia Matos bringing the ball up the court. Feeds Jakar Thompson. All the way around the horn. Down low underneath. Thompson nearly had a lot of space. Down low, and they're going to get a Gabby Goff with a foul. Goff is in deep foul trouble. That's her 4th foul. So enter back in Kate Jacobs. And enter in Dominique Evans. All the way to the corner. Crystal Rice 3 balls off the mark. We get a foul away from the ball. Possession is going to go to LTU, and they will call it on Imari Martin. That's her 3rd foul. She has a foul and a technical foul. On top of that, ball is loose from behind. Evans is able to knock it away. Not able to keep it in control. All the way down low, Thompson pulls up and misses the layup. Right there is Martin for the rebound in the second chance bucket. And Martin again. This Warriors team is being very relentless and aggressive as always. Once again, over to Nagel. Everybody retreats. And the force by Gloucester forces the backcourt violation. In comes Kylie Beatty. That's now 26 turnovers by this LTU's team. Now down by 12. Quick drive to the basket. Jacobs able to get a piece of it. All the way across. Thompson, 3 ball. And that one goes through. Thompson now only up to 4 points. Beatty able to get through traffic. They set a trap. Bounce pass over to Fisher. A loft pass. Jacobs was contacted as she shot. No foul there. Now Matos quickly the other way. Pass intercepted by Beatty. Beatty quickly the other way. Got past half court. Gives Fisher. Hand off to Julia Huey. Now Jacobs was hit on the pass. Fisher, 3 ball. And that one goes through. Kendall Fisher adds on to her point total. She's up to 16. Deficit still at 12. Thompson, another 3 ball. That was off the mark. Rebound from behind by Gloucester and lost the handle. Nagel. Pressured by Martin. Screen pass right there by Jacobs. And now a feed pass to cutting in front was Rice. Crystal Rice made contact. And they will call the travel on Gloucester before the shot. And now Brent Wixler, who was steaming hot in the first half, who had been arguing with the officials all game, he is in disbelief that there was not a foul called on the contact. But for the time being, it is a turnover. And a few more substitutes to come in. So full court press once again. And again, they are able to break through. Beatty lost the dribble, nearly got knocked away. Over to Long in the corner. Back out to Beatty. Shot clock is winding down. Nagel, they got to put up a shot. Long 2 off the mark. Rebound by Matos, quickly over to Martin. Kick out, step up, inside the paint, a fake pass. And a bit of a delay call by the official, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Katie Jacobs. That's only Jacobs' first foul. Now Alicia Matos to shoot. Senior out of Muskegon, Michigan. Off the heel with the first one. Mato's a 64% shooter from the charity stripe. Matos with 5 points already, only 2 fouls in the contest. Goes 1 for 2. Enter in comes Kendall Fisher. 50-37. 13-point lead for the Warriors. Beatty. Down for Fisher. Fisher went up for a jumper, but she will get fouled on the way up, so she will go to the line. And that's going to be on Imari Marin. That's her 4th foul, so she will go to the bench and enter in Chanel King. Fisher now up to 17 points. Off the mark, and they're going to call Jacobs for a foul again for the reach over. Even with the height advantage, that's still technically not a foul to give. This LTU team does have a good average height advantage. Jacobs at 6'3", Jade Ferris, Gracie Mitchell, and Julia Huey averaging around 6 feet tall. Mishandle on the pass by Rice, and that's going to be a turnover. That'll be 17 turnovers. LTU with 10 more than that at 27. Again, LTU is able to break through the full court press. More so over, the Warriors have not had the opportunity to really set a trap. Jacobs trying to work underneath. Fisher. Now Ferris. A long lead pass. Jacobs was hit as she shot. Still no foul called. Flick the other way. Verschiemer. Got it off the glass. Quickly out to Beatty. Now over to Ferris. Ferris will have to bring it up. Kick out to Maggie Long. Down low for Jacobs. Off balance shot. Fisher tried to go for the rebound, but was knocked down by Wynn. Matos. Now Wynn. Lauren Wynn down the lane, and they're going to get a foul on Jacobs once again. That's going to be her 3rd foul. Now enter in substitutes. Long and Jacobs depart. Gabby Goff in a bit of foul trouble, but she comes back onto the court. And Julia Huey. Lauren Wynn to the line. Goff with 4 fouls and 16 points as Wynn makes both free throws. And now they will try to set the trap. Over to Fisher, got through 2. And again, they break through the full court press. Over to Huey. Back to Ferris. Huey wants more. A mishandle again. Off the foot. And now it's picked up by Ferris. She'll have to bring things up. Beatty in ball control. Gives away to Huey. Beatty, quick pull-up jumper. Off the mark. Verschiemer. Now King. Gives it away to Gloucester. or Schemer, quick pull-up shot. Just rolls off, rebounded by Goff. Quickly on it to Fisher. And down low, all alone, is Gabby Goff for the bucket. Now Goff up to 8. Matos. She'll go to the line as she's fouled by Beatty. And that is, unfortunately, the 15th foul for LTU. 1:13 left to go in the third quarter. That'll put Rochester into the bonus. Dominique Evans comes in for Beatty. Alicia Matos already at 6 points. Trying to add on to her total. Add on to the Rochester lead. Couple of friendly bounces. Goes 1 for 2 on this one. Ferris fell down, and they will reset everything. They had Lauren Wynn open underneath on the block. Chanel King into the paint. Got the fake, but she's going to be called for a travel. Enter in Olivia Bichelle. They will give Jade Ferris some time to stretch. She fell down on the play on the free-throw attempt. They inbound to Evans. They try to set the trap. They do not do so. And again, Fisher lost the handle. They're going to call a block. This game has gone very physical over the amount of time that has surpassed due to that full court press, due to the amount of turnovers. That's going to be the third foul on Fisher, so Addie Nagel will come back in. And because Rochester is within the bonus, they will go to the line. And it will be Chanel King to shoot. 71% free throw shooter. Trying to build the lead even greater. Just rolls off in the first attempt. Lead right now is at 16 for the Warriors. Goes 1 for 2. Rochester just trying to keep their solid third place spot in the standings. Nagel able to get it past half court. 40 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Down to 15, and we will get another foul. Be an inbound play from underneath as that foul was. Nagel, a lot of space, is able to make the long two. That was on Gregory, that's her third foul. Still a 15-point deficit. They're gonna wear this clock out. King, quick pull-up jumper. Off the mark, she gets her own rebound. Kicks it out, Gregory, little floater. Off the mark, rebounded by Wynn as she is fouled. Lauren Wynn will go to the line. 7/10 of a second. Rochester with a 14-3 record coming in to this one in conference play. 16 wins overall and 9 losses overall. they find themselves one game back of the second, one game back just behind Siena Heights, who's a half game back. That's rebounded. That's how the third quarter is going to come to an end. 3 quarters of play are in. And Rochester finds itself on top 56-41. So in a few short moments, we will return right here, live coverage, LTU Sports Network, just for the main version and the final quarter of this first home game of 3. We'll take a short break. Just about to start the fourth quarter of play. Rochester finds himself on top 56-41, on top over the Blue Devils thus far. Over the team history between these two squads dates back to 2017 and probably a little bit further than that. But in the meantime, Rochester has won 5 consecutive matchups against LTU over the past couple of seasons. So, for LTU, they're just trying to keep their hopes alive, climb up the standings for this season, but also to end the 5-game losing streak that they have against the Warriors. So Nagel will bring things up, hand it off to Evans. Over to Huey. Down low for Goff. Inside to Evans. The ball was stripped away. And now a missed pass. And Nagel will get things right back. Nagel nearly lost her footing. Down low to Goff. Ball was stripped away again. A little feed pass down low. Goff again off the back of the glass and in. Goff is up to 10 points. Gloucester, good backside cut, all the way to the corner, around the perimeter, to the top of the key. Crystal Rice in and out. Back out to Rice again. Shot clock does reset. Warriors have a fresh set. Missed on the block, but it's picked up by Evans. And we will get a foul. Raging foul here on Gloucester. This will be an inbound play from underneath the basket. Rochester has kept themselves out of foul trouble. They did not put LT within the bonus, as that pass is taken away once again. Another steal by Rochester. Chanel King with a drive to the basket, and Dominic Evans is going to be called for the foul. As I was speaking, Rochester, they put LTU into the bonus in the first 2 quarters of this game via the full court press, which got them into foul trouble. But in that third quarter, LTU was more the team to get Rochester into the bonus. They managed to break the full court press multiple times, and Rochester kind of slacked off, knowing that they had a lead, knowing that they didn't have to pressure so much, and they were able to respond on the offensive side. Making both free throws is King. 31 turnovers for LTU, and Rochester was able to convert 28 points off those turnovers. Another missed pass, loose ball underneath. Whistle blows for a foul, and the foul is going to be on Jakara Thompson. Kind of took a tumble and took out the leg of Addie Nagel for the loose ball. That's Thompson's third foul. So now this will be inbound from in front of the bench. To Evans, now to Ferris. Over to Evans. Inside underneath it, she's going to be fouled, and Dominique Evans is going to go to the line. That's going to be on Gloucester. That's her second. Evans, a 72% free throw shooter, makes that one. Evans had been 1 for 2 thus far in this game. 2 for 3, now 3 for 4. 13-point game with about 8 minutes left to go. Inside underneath, ball is loose on the floor, and they're going to call a foul for the reach. And they are going to call it on Evans. Quick sub in. Ella Berger comes back into the contest. Quickly underneath, Jakar Thompson misses that one. She had a wide open lane as she got around Dominique Evans. Kick out. Julia Huey. She nails the 3 ball. That's Huey's first set of points here in this game. Huey had been quiet, almost too quiet. Rice underneath. It was almost a 50-50 ball going out of bounds, but it stays with Rochester. Inbound to Berger. Matos, good fake pass. Now King, a drive to the basket and a block by Huey. And they're going to call an offensive foul on Gabby Goff. And we stay on this end of the court. And Gabby Goff is fouled out. Goff, who missed all of last year due to injury, finally getting back to support the team. She is fouled out. As we approach 7 minutes left to go, Kate Jacobs back in. 3 ball by Thompson, and that one goes through. Thompson's second 3 ball. And we will get a foul for a reach from behind. That's Crystal Rice. That's the 4th team foul on Rochester, so 1 more would put LTU within the bonus. And with this amount of time left, that would do probably LTU some favors. Dominique Evans will bring things up. Defended by King on Addie Nagel. Dakota Cron is also back into the contest as well. Inbound to Jacobs, over to Evans, now to Huey, down low for Ferris. Drive down the baseline. Try to kick it out to Nagel, but it's knocked away by Cron. 61-48. Inside of Nagel, all alone, and she finishes it off. An 11-point game. Matos over to Cron. Gives it to Thompson. Against Evans, a spin around move, and they're going to call another foul. That'll be the 4th team foul in LTU. They match Rochester. Thompson will go back to the line. That's the 4th foul on Dominique Evans. Kate Jacobs with 3 fouls. Kendall Fisher with 3. She's on the bench. This will be an inbound play. Hand off to Matos. Quick pull-up jumper. Off the mark. Loose ball underneath. Picked up by Huey. Able to regain control. Now Nagel. Getting around the screen. Nagel into traffic, and there's going to be another foul called. And that will put LTU into the bonus. Nagel will go to the line. That foul is going to be on Ella Berger. That's her 2nd. Chanel King goes to the bench. Imari Martin back onto the court. She has 4 fouls, so she needs to be cautious of the situation. Berger to the bench. And Melanie Moore back on. Nagel is 2 for 4 from the line. 3 for 5. Ten-point game. Ball is loose, picked up by Thompson, gives it away to Matos. Quickly on it, hand off to Martin. Lost the handle, loose ball. And the officials are going to say that it hit off of Beatty. Beatty pleaded her case that it didn't. It was very close from our angle up here. But for the time being, it remains Warrior basketball. Matos moving away the shot clock. The new and improved shot clocks here at the field house, as the ones over the basket have been malfunctioning as of late. Good fake around, quick kick out. Cron from the corner, off the heel, rebounded by Thompson. Lost the handle, but the shot clock does reset. Martin, kick out. Matos inside the paint. Rebounded by Jacobs. Gives it away to Nagel. Nagel to get it past half court. Now over to Beatty. Gives it to Jacobs. Now Nagel. Shot clock down to 5. Huey, 3 ball. Off the mark. And again, another entanglement that involves Kylie Beatty, and it will go to Rochester. Quick subbing, Gracie Mitchell makes her first appearance of this game, and it's at a crucial point. He's with Gabby Goff fouled out, and Jacobs with 3. And Gracie Mitchell, also standing at a rather height advantage of 6 feet tall, is in a crucial part of this game. A 10-point game, under 5 minutes left to go. Mitchell has started a few games, has come off the bench rather frequently. They have tried to use the height advantage to their play. 3 ball is missed, picked up by Moore, and she puts it back up and in. Ferris will bring things up, hand it off to Fisher. They do not put on the full court press. Fisher gives it away to Mitchell. Now back to Fisher. Beatty, drive down the baseline. Pull-up jumper for Ferris. Oh, and it just goes in and out. Quickly on, Chikara Thompson. To the corner, Crystal Rice. Got around, feed pass, and Melanie Moore with a couple of buckets. Fisher was able to get around traffic. Ferris to Fisher. Down low, Mitchell. Short pass, and the short bucket is good. Now we'll go into a timeout. Timeout is called by Grace Howergan and company. They find themselves down by 12 with 3:24 left to go. This is a full timeout taken. Kendall Fisher leading away with 17 points. Julia Healy only with 1 3-ball. That's her only amount of points here today. Gracie Mitchell, fresh into the contest, has a lot to show for it. She had that 1 bucket right before the timeout. Jade Ferris with 4 points. On the flip side, a lot of contributions via the Rochester squad, and a lot of it has to come with points off of turnovers, because 32 turnovers by LTU and 32 points off of turnovers for the Rochester Warriors. And they have basically converted on all of that. Only 8 points off of 20 turnovers for LTU. And those 20 turnovers are for the Warriors. 26 fouls by this Rochester team. Majority of those were in the first half via the full court press. But this, in the second half, they've been a lot more conservative with the amount of fouling that they have done, and also with the amount of use of the full court press, because LTU was able to break through. Only 18 fouls for LTU, 12 second chance points, but here's the biggest number, 46 bench points. That tells you the amount of contributions by this Warriors team. The bench has come through, you rotate a bunch of players in and out, you get that much of contribution. 46 points from the bench of the Rochester Warriors and 28 points from the bench of LTU. 20 fast break points and 12 fast break points for LTU. 30 points of the paint for Rochester, and only 24 for LTU. They tried a bit of a press themselves. Rice was trapped in the corner by Fisher, and that was going to force Brent Wishler to take a timeout. Knowing that they were still outside the perimeter and had possession, he quickly called a timeout to discuss the offensive approach. This will be a quick 30-second timeout. 3:09 left to go. It's 65-53. LTU's win the bonus, although LTU is 1 foul away from putting Rochester in the bonus. Imari Martin, who has 4 fouls, leads the team with 10 points. Lauren Wynn at 10 points. Celeste Mersheimer with 8 points. And Alicia Matos with 7. Jakara Thompson with 7 as well. Down low, Moore, and that's going to be a 3-point opportunity. Foul is going to be on Gracie Mitchell. Not the most ideal situation. So now both teams are within the bonus. And Melanie Moore completes the 3-point play. And now another takeaway. They will reset. Drive into the basket through paint. Moore lost the handle, and now loss of the handle again, but this time he got a call travel as Moore went to the floor with the basketball. LTU's going to inbound from the sideline, but Rochester is going to keep the press on. They give it away to Mitchell. Mitchell's able to get through it. A handoff to Fisher. Fisher down low to Ferris. She got fouled, but they're going to call for a travel before any of it could happen. Another turnover. Melanie Moore now up to 10 points. A bit of a half court, full court press themselves, and one nearly got away from Thompson. Rice, quick pull-up jumper, and that one goes through. Crystal Rice now up to 7. And Grace Howergan's going to call a timeout. This would be a quick 30-second timeout. It's now 70-53. 17-point deficit for LTU. 2:05 left to go in this first game of a 3-game home stretch to end the regular season. And as the standings sit right now, Indiana Tech on top. Although Siena Heights is not that far behind. They're only a half game behind, and they've won 8 consecutive games. All that could change after the weekend. And Rochester coming in, they're trying to bounce back after just facing Indiana Tech. They took the loss in that one, 45-69. And following up in 4th place is Cornerstone with a 12-6 record. They've also lost one as well. The Concordia, who LTU just faced a couple weeks ago right here at the Don, they won that matchup, and Concordia has lost 2 in a row since. LTU right there in 6th place, trying to work their way up, trying to at least get to the 500 record in conference play. It's a tall task, but this team can do it. Grace Howergan believes in this squad. She was so happy with her performance against Siena Heights, and she's even happier now they're back at home to finish out the season as they're able to get through the full court press. As we get a foul away from the ball, it's going to be on Gracie Mitchell. Mitchell's in disbelief. Grace Howergan wants an explanation. That's going to be a second foul on Mitchell. Feed over to Crystal Rice. Feed pass down low. Moore off the mark, rebounded by Evans. Long pass over to Nagel, had to work around Martin. Martin's got to be careful. She has 4 fouls. One of those being a technical back in the first half. Quick 3 by Julia Hillies off the mark. Loose ball underneath, and now Thompson with all kinds of space finishes off the layup. Evans working quickly as we approach a minute left to go. Huey, another 3-ball chance. That one's off the mark. And now things are going to slow down as Rochester looks to run away with it. Over to Thompson. All the way around. Matos, a 3-ball. And that one just stays in. Another timeout is taken by Grace Howergan. This is going to be a full timeout. A 22-point lead for the Rochester Warriors as they look to avenge the loss to their counterpart Warriors in Fort Wayne. As for right now, if this game stands and Rochester comes away with the victory, there would be an opportunity for the University of Northwestern Ohio to move upwards in the standings, therefore putting Lawrence Tech down or even tied for 6th place in the conference standings. And for all those who may not know, is that when the WAC tournament starts, it's the top 8 teams out of the conference that get to go in, and the top 4 teams get to host, and the other 4 teams have to travel. And I asked Grace Howergan one question, is that if you stay where you're at right now and you go into the conference, who would you want to face at their place? And she said specifically she wants to go on the road and face Siena Heights because she was so impressed on how hard this team has worked. Despite the loss, she believes that they can beat Siena Heights. And there's a takeaway on the inbound play. 30 seconds left to go, and Rochester's going to milk the clock. the official they're going to call a backcourt violation. The official for the moment, LTU is going to have advantage. Gracie Bobo fresh into the contest. Feeds Jade Ferris. Gracie Mitchell taking a three ball, and that one's off the heel. Rebounded by Matos, and that's going to do it. The Rochester Warriors have swept the season series, and they've won 6 consecutive games against LTU. So it's a result of the men's game. Rochester took that game, and now the women's squad takes care of business here in Southfield. So LTU, after winning 2 consecutive games, come back home, and this is game 1 of a 3-game homestand, but they have a lot to look forward to. So join us again on Wednesday afternoon when LTU comes right back home to take on the Grey Wolves of Lourdes University. So thank you for joining us on the LTU Sports Network. John Stowe signing up for now. We will see you next time.